Some details, some formalized details are coming out through that over the next couple of weeks. But if you'd like to be on our share team, or at least learn more about it, private message either one of us and we'll let you know. So thank you for all of that. Cycles of investing and harvesting. If you're watching live, give us some, James says we're good to go over there. Give us some hearts and some feedback. Are you excited to learn about cycles of investing and harvesting? I'm ready to go.
Look at you rocking and rolling over here. I can't even do that.
Yeah, you just look like a walrus. Walrus?
I don't know. What animal looks like that? I don't know.
Anyways, if you're watching there right now, we're kicking off. If you're watching here, look at all the hearts coming. Cycles of investing, harvesting. Do you mind if I start with this one?
You can absolutely go ahead.
I feel like sometimes I take everything into an entrepreneur's business angle.
It's good. I take the other way.
But I mean, look, we're talking to everybody right now.
Of course.
Right? So I'm going to preface this by saying if you're an entrepreneur, listen. If you are a fitness enthusiast or a competitive athlete, listen. If you're in a relationship, listen. If you are a parent, listen. If you have any life goal that doesn't come within the realm of what I just said, listen anyways, because this is a massive one, okay? What you don't realize, what very few people realize, is that in many ways, success in anything follows more of a natural law curve than people recognize it does. What does that mean? Well, what it means is multiple things, but to kind of distill them down to two, I would say this. If we're looking at it from an actual like agricultural perspective, the soil matters more than the seed. That's the first thing I want to key in on, right? The soil, which for us is your mental emotional stability, and not just stability in terms of like mental or emotional ill health, but your ability to raise your mental emotional spirit, your mental emotional capacity. That's the soil. Yep. And that matters more than the seed, i.e. what you're planting into it. Right. What does that mean practically? The training program you're on, the nutrition macros you're on, the systems and structures and marketing things you're learning for your business. Yeah. The marital therapy, just hold hands and look in each other's eyes as a way of, whatever, communication, because you know that stuff happens. Those are the seeds. They matter a lot less than the soil, right? The mental, emotional health of everything. But here's the other reality, the cycle of investing and harvesting, okay? You can plant a seed in October.
Oh, I was going to say 10 seconds, but...
Well, I like where you're going as well, so let's both do that. No, you can plant a seed in October. You don't harvest until May. Yep. You can plant a seed in 10 seconds. It takes 6 months for the harvest to grow, okay? This is the missing link that every entrepreneur needs to understand better. It's the missing link that every fitness enthusiast and athlete needs to understand better. It's the missing link that every parent needs to understand better. It's the missing link that everybody who is striving for success in anything needs to understand better. When you are in an investment cycle, invest. What does that mean? Time commitment, financial outlay, energy and emotion into what you're doing without the immediate expectancy of results. It is the biggest problem people have. It is partly why we have such like entrepreneurial ADD. Right. We get all kinds of excited about this technique, this strategy, the system. We invest heavily into it for 10 seconds. Yeah. And then when it doesn't reap what we've sowed in 12 seconds, we get self-doubt, overthinking, procrastination, and then we move on to something else. Right. You will never be able to harvest $1 million company unless you invest in $1 million way. And that doesn't at all mean exclusively financial.
Of course.
It means invest unilaterally, invest with focus, invest with finance, emotion, and time, and invest with patience. Patience and faith of expectancy. Yeah. That in 10 months, 6 months, 2 months, the investment's going to pay off. Training, nutrition, people get off of the bandwagon of what they're on when the investment doesn't pay off immediately. But it never will. Right, because in the natural world, investments don't harvest immediately. Yeah. That's the key.
I actually have a personal story to tell about this one because I'm glad that you brought up training at the very end there. I know you talked about all the aspects, but actual personal example, and we could use personal examples from everything, from business, from health, from our relationship, so many different aspects. But the one that came to my mind this week was with regards to my own personal physical goals that I've had for myself. Now, years ago, when I was 18 and started, into the world of fitness and training, and I was interested in fitness competing, I really did have the expectation that I could harvest right away.
Well, I think most people do.
I wanted to harvest. I wanted to do a 8-week training program and get ready to step on a stage, and that was it. Boom, I'd be done. Now, for me, what that led to was, obviously a lot of cycles of a little bit of investing and trying to harvest a lot. And that meant, I had some fitness competitions, different trainers, different programs, different nutrition plans. And for me, that actually led to what I would refer to as a little bit of like metabolic non-function. My metabolism wasn't really as healthy and optimal as it could have been, right? So what I did, and it's been an evolution over the years, but what I did, it was probably about 1.5 years ago now, was I invested in quote unquote healing my metabolism and committing to that process with our nutrition coach, Jason Phillips. And really, truly, I didn't put a timeline on it. I didn't put I'm going to start, when am I going to reap the benefits of this? I just started day by day investing.
That's it.
And here I am about 1 year and a bit later, and I'm in the process of what I would say really, truly starting to harvest it all. Of course, there's still an investment.
Always.
But my metabolism is healed. It's functioning optimally. I feel great. I have energy. I'm getting through my workouts. It's fantastic. But I would not have had that if I had continued trying to harvest immediately.
That's it.
So it really does apply across the board.
100%.
Everything in your life. And that's just one example of how it's changed my world.
How many times in parenting have we taught that you have to repeat yourself over and over again?
All the time.
That we don't need to get mad at our kids. They're kids. They don't hear and implement immediately. And if you want to challenge that, do you? When you hear something for the first time, do you amend your behaviors and implement it perfectly right away? Of course you don't. So then why would your children? Right? So repeat with expectancy and faith that this is all going to work itself out. It brings us to the big three, the three that this is our governing ethos in life, in our fitness culture, in our business culture, in our relationship, in our parenting. I actually have another story I want to tell about that. But hold the vision, trust the process, but commit to the day. That is the trifecta of perfection as far as I'm concerned. I want to add like our own experiences in business, right? We would qualify, and we do. We have a very, very successful business. We have a very, very strong brand, strong revenue, strong business. But we would qualify where we are sitting right now is actually an investing cycle. Because look at, it was 6 weeks ago, we decided to do live streams. First time. And then we liked it. So we said, you know what, let's take this seriously and invest in this becoming something we do, and we do as well or better than anybody else in the world, and that millions of people want to watch it because it's entertaining, it's fun, it's engaging, and it's educational, right? So we went and bought studio lights. We went and bought second cameras. We went and invested in a great guy named James, who now runs this entire process for us and post-produces it beautifully, which you're watching right now. Week by week, we just invested a bit more and a bit more, holding the vision, trusting the process, and committing to the day, every day. We're in an investing phase right now, but you know what? We're going to reap the benefits of this investment come 2017 and beyond. We'll start to harvest all the work we've been putting in here. It's crazy strong.
And you and I have talked about this, not as related to this topic in particular this week, but we've talked a great deal this week about how if it wasn't like, we should want to invest. Because if everything just came to you haphazardly, like you woke up and you had everything, that what would be the point of it all? Right? So if we can learn to embrace the investment phase, what actually happens is it actually gets fun.
It does.
It's something, because if you're not enjoying the investment phase, I'm telling you right now, it's because you have scarcity. You're fearful of the outcome. You're projecting to the future. You're using past experience to dictate what's going to happen. So if you're not enjoying the investment phase that you're in, or you're not staying there long enough, it's because you have scarcity. So bring awareness to that so that you can pull back.
That's right.
And recognize that that's where the fun, that's fun to create.
Absolutely. And think about the way culturally we set this. Every personal, well, not every personal, but so many personal trainers, 6 weeks to a brand new body.
Of course.
So we're perpetuating. Now, is that the trainer's fault, or are they matching the language that consumers want to hear. So I'm not blaming anybody, but it just perpetuates a negative impossibility, right? So here's my final example on this. I think it's a powerful one, okay? We have started, remember, our kids are 11 and 13 years old, and we have started the process of teaching them wealth creation. Too many people think wealth creation is all about revenues, how much money you make. It isn't only or nearly exclusively all about how much money you make. It's about how you invest the money you make versus the expenses you choose to carry. That is a massive factor, right? So at 11 and 13 years old, we have already started the process of teaching our kids how to invest their, not save their money. I hate that.
It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything when you save it. Invest your money. Be it stocks, mutual funds, you know, different categories, etc. 11 and 13 seems awfully young to be doing that stuff. Are they mature and cognitively intelligent enough to understand it? Well, when you break it down and distill it to fine points, they're picking it up beautifully. So for us, it really comes down to teaching wealth creation is, do we want to teach our kids to go buy a lottery ticket or learn to invest the money they have? Right? And I really want you to think about that, because we get so excited about harvesting money, i.e. buying lottery tickets as chance. We don't want to go through the process of investing to create the harvest. And I think that's a powerful example, because our kids are only 11, 13, but they're already learning how to invest money, accrue it, maintain it, add more to it, etc. That's the whole key. JG wraps us up. Look at that. Let me ask you guys, live with us, did you dig that segment? How'd that feel?
Scott Livingston loved it, I can tell you
Yeah,
that.
love the analogy.